Hello again. We're back to solving systems of equations. We already learned how to solve systems of equations by graphing. Take the two lines, graph, and see where they intersect. And now we're going to do solving systems of equations by substitution. So to substitute something means to put it in place of another. So we're going to just substitute those variables in our equations. We already have two equations set up in slope-intercept form. So what we're going to do is we're just going to substitute in what y equals into the other equation. So we have y equals 3x plus 1 and y equals 2x plus 2. We're going to substitute what y equals in one equation in place of the other. So I'll rewrite that to show you how. We're doing substitution. So notice how I just substituted everything that y equaled in for y. So now we have 2x plus 2 equals 3x plus 1. You don't have to put the parentheses. I just did that just to show you what I was substituting. So we can combine like terms. We're also going to do the inverse operation to move our numbers or variables to the other side and to combine. So in order to get x by itself, because we want to find what x is, and then plug it back into one of the formulas to find y. So we have 2x plus 2 equals 3x plus 1. I will move that plus 2 to the other side. So I'm going to do the inverse operation, moving it to the other side of the equal sign. That's what we're doing. So now those cancel out. We're left with 2x equals 3x, 1 minus 2 is negative 1. And so now I want to move my x over here. Minus 3x, minus 3x. I'm going to erase substitution because it's in the way. These would cancel out. 2x minus 3x is negative 1x equals negative 1. If I divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1, x equals positive 1. Okay? You could have also done it differently where you could have moved minus the 1 from over here and then minus the 2x on this side, and you would have probably gotten to x equals 1 faster. I just showed you what to do when we have those negatives. Sometimes that throws people off. So I'm going to plug my 1 in for x in one of these equations. So let's see here. I just rewrote that original equation, and I'm going to plug in 1 for x. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. Y equals 4. So my answer would be 1, 4, because remember we always do x, y. So this would be the solution to try and figure out what would fit into this system of equations. These two equations, this would be a solution for both of them. All right, and just like when we graphed these in our previous video, we got 1, 4. So see, you can do multiple ways to solve. Let's try this one over here. We have y minus 2 equals 3x, y equals negative x minus 2. We ended up switching it into slope-intercept form to make it easier for graphing, but we could literally just leave this as y minus 2 equals 3x and y equals negative x minus 2. We're going to plug in substitute negative x minus 2 for y in our original equation because this is already y equals something. So it's just easier just to plug that in. So I'll show you what that looks like. So I know it's hard to see because we use this number in our original equation, but this was y minus 2 equals 3x. So I just plugged what y equals in for y, and I have negative x minus 2 equals 3x. All right. So now we're going to just solve and combine like terms. Minus x minus 2 equals 3x. It's going to simplify to negative x minus 4 equals 3x. Remember how to do operations with negatives. Negative 2 minus 2 is negative 4. Negative x minus 4 equals 3x. These cannot combine together. They are not like terms, negative x and minus 4. So I'm going to add x to both sides. They cancel out. Negative 4 equals 4x. And then what do we do to try to get x by itself? We're going to divide. Divide both sides by 4. X equals negative 1. So we're going to plug negative 1 to one of our original equations. So let's do this one. I plugged in negative 1 for x in our original equation. Y minus 2 equals 3 times negative 1. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Y minus 2 equals negative 3. We're going to add 2. Inverse operation to get 2 on the other side. And then we have, this cancels out. Y equals negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. So our final answer would be negative 1, negative 1. And just like in our previous video, when we graphed these two equations, we saw that they both intersected at negative 1, comma negative 1. So this is how we solve system equations by substituting in. Let me know if there's any questions. Talk to you guys soon.